Hello everybody. Since I've been doing a lot of archery for the last year or so, I've been wanting to develop my skills doing a few extra things that make it a little bit more fun. It includes making your own arrows. I've made a whole bunch of them using 3/8 inch poplar dowels that I've trimmed to 30 inches, and they're fine. I coated them with polyurethane, and self-nocks, just cutting the wood with a saw blade instead of using a glue-on plastic knock and the glue-on tip, field points, doing duct tape fletching just for simplicity, and they turn out okay. They're not bad, but there's just something about them that seems rough or unfinished, and so that's what I've been wanting to work on. Some other guy on YouTube, and I'll find the link and post it in the notes, showed me how to make, via video, a jig like this. 2 L's of aluminum with cloth-backed sandpaper underneath them. One of them is just clamped down, the other is screwed on. So the point is, I adjusted it so that one end is 3/8 inch. About 18 inches in, it's 5/16 of an inch. So now what I did was I took those poplar dowels that I'd been straightening and turning into arrows, I stuck them in the chuck of a drill, and then I ran them through the sandpaper to get tapered arrows. First on one side, reverse it, and then do it on the other side. And then you get this beautifully tapered arrow, just like a football sort of shape. Thin at the ends, fat in the middle. This will help you in a few ways. Not only does it look really, really nice and finished, it looks really cool, but one of the better aspects of it is it lowers the weight of the ends. In other words, the more mass you have at the tip of the arrow when you shoot, the more compression you'll get of the arrow when the bow looses it. That's going to affect your dynamic spine. So even though your arrows may be so stiff, testing them statically, the standard 26-inch test where you hang a 2-pound weight, the amount they bend tells you the static spine. But the dynamic spine depends on a whole number of other variables like the bow's performance, the weight of the tip, and things like that. This reduces all of that mass. So effectively you get a stiffer arrow. So you can use thinner shafts, or you can use the same sort of diameter shaft for a much heavier bow. So now we're talking about something that might have spined somewhere in the 60 to 80 pound range. Now it could be used for a much heavier bow. That's usually not a problem with our PVC bows, since they don't perform nearly as well as fiberglass or wood bows. They're not as efficient, but all the same, even just for the look of it, I like it. Some of the other supposed advantages are they stop paradoxing sooner due to the lower mass at the ends, so they should fly straighter, truer, maybe a little faster. People swear by them. Whether they're better, I don't know, but they look awesome. I really do think so. So there's 2 of them, and the jig again, just a length of 2x4 with 2 L's, one of which was screwed on and one of which was clamped on to the right widths at the top and where you wanted it to end. Running them through with the drill, you too can make some pretty nice tapered arrows, barrel tapered arrows. If you don't want them barrel tapered, just make sure it ends at the final diameter further up, and then feed the arrow in. From what I've read, you should be going and putting the points on the arrows before you do this to ensure that it's fully centered. If you're not careful when you feed it in, it might warp and not really sand it evenly. So just be careful, and I'd suggest putting the tips on before you start, and you should get some really, really nice looking arrows out of it. Have fun.